This is one of the only decks that at least has a little tiny bit of game against Sunfall, because we can sacrifice our board, which lowers the value of their token. I'm playing another wedding announcement. It lowers the value of their token, and also we get to deal some damage along the way, which feels pretty good. We'll just get in with the Pilgrim so we can make the tokens. They're gonna block, so they may have a Sunfall here. It also stops them from exiling everything from our graveyard, which is useful. So we'll gain 4 life, which is nice. And at least if they Sunfall here, we do get to play Kaya. Kaya's pretty cool. We like Kaya. Everybody's always hating on Kaya, but I think the new version of her is pretty cool, and I actually like the old 3-mana version. Yep, Sunfall. All right, so sacrifice. Pingya. Sacrifice. Pingya. Sacrifice. Pingya. Sacrifice. Pingya. We don't get a ping from Ellis, but now they only get a little 1/1 token. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sequence of events. All right, so now we play Kaya. We'll plus and make a spirit token. We get 2 more wedding announcement tokens, and one of them flips. Today, we are on a mission to find out who done it. Who killed the meta? It's this deck. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave this up here for a few seconds for you to take a look at. Pause if you like. And then if you would like a more in-depth breakdown of this list and its win rate and stats at the end of the video, feel free to stick around until then, and we'll go over it then. Other than that, this is the list. It's a blast. Let's get into some games and see how much fun we can have. All right, Raganoski. Will they be our next murder victim? We get to go first. This is a pretty good hand. I'd like a 2-drop, but Ratadrabik and Mondrak can get pretty nutty. Will they keep their 6? They're thinking. They do. All right, so let's get this freebooter down. Planes for the opponent. All right, no 2-drop, unfortunately. But we got good 3-drops, and if we find another land, we got good 4-drops. Nothing from the opponent. We did find another land. We're gonna go ahead and get in with this freebooter, see if they kill it. They do not. We'll play Teysa because if they're going to kill something, I'd rather them kill this than Tomik. Looks like they are going to kill our Teysa. First throat. She just gets murdered. Poor Teysa. It's just like in the story. Wedding announcement from the opponent. Well, hey, we have a wedding announcement. I'm going to play it. And we'll get in there with the freebooter, see if they want to block. They do not. Then next turn we can play Mondrak and start doubling up on tokens. I will block their token. Actually, I will not, because if we draw a land, then we have the ability to give Mondrak indestructible next turn. They get their token. We don't find a land. I'm going to play Mondrak anyway. And we're just gonna hope. Do they have a removal spell? We'll get him with freebooter because if they block, we get 2 treasures. Wandering Emperor exiles our freebooter.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed.
I'm fine with that. That seems like a bit of a waste of Wandering Emperor's ability, if you ask me. Do they have a board wipe? So you know they're playing Esper now. I'm not going to block in case they have the Gonjo in hand. They're choosing to draw, so they do have to populate. So they're going to draw with their last wedding announcement trigger. That is unfortunate. Play another wedding announcement. Get a couple tokens. Feel like this is going to be a grindy game. Opponent legions are fresh wedding announcement. No more tokens. Sad panda. Let us play Ratadrabik and Freebooter and pass the turn. If they have another to populate, at least we get to draw a card. And scry. Well, they don't do anything. Ooh, Bartholome's a good draw. Play Bartolome. I guess we'll just, I mean, I feel like they probably would have wiped the board this turn, right? What do they have in hand? I'm gonna pass for right now. I feel like they might have another Emperor in hand. Maybe. No, they would have played it just now. Maybe they have a big board wipe, Sunfall, Shieldred. Well, they're not gonna board wipe with that on the field. That just means we can have all kinds of fun. Sacrifice the freebooter, see what's on top. Make a treasure. Nope, no thank you, no lands. We want creatures and cool stuff. My turn. We'll draw Kaya. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Play Kaya. Exile one of our soldiers. Exile their Shieldred. Token. Get in, get in, get in. I'll just get in like this. Was I right? Are they sitting on an Agonjo in their hand? They block. Sacrifice the treasure. Opponent's down to 16. Pass turn. Can they find a board wipe? Another Atakar waste. They have a Restless Reef, so I mean they can attack. They choose not to. Caves was definitely not what we were looking for, but let's surveil. Keep the go for the throw it on top. Exile. Mondrak. Make the token Mondrak. Yep. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of it. So that works, right? Go to combat. Attack, attack. Are they sitting on a removal spell? Wandering Emperor. All right, well, we're gonna let them make the mistake first. So they're gonna try to exile the Mondrak, I think. Right. All right, so we're gonna. sacrifice it, we should get a token of it now. Even though it was a token. Because it doesn't say non-token legendary. Yeah. Now we got a Mondrak. We'll let the Tomik deal the damage. Tomik has flying. Why are you activating your Restless Reef? I'm not quite sure why they did that. Maybe just out of defiance. I have a creature too. Spirited Companion. Oh, please don't draw board wipe. Don't do us dirty like that. Well, if they do draw board wipe, I think we actually get 4 copies. I think we get 2 copies of Tomik and 2 copies of Bartolome from it. Oh, okay. I know we at least get 1 copy of each from Ratadrabik. I don't think we get 2 copies because Mondrak dies. Yeah. So we still have creatures.
I'm never done for good. Keep watch for intrusion.
Just go for the threatless token so we can attack without worrying. My turn. Restless Reef. There's something better. No. So we'll just make a spirit. Get in. Put the opponent down to a nice, comfortable 1, I think. Or, sorry, 3. Pass the turn. And then they only have 1 card, so... Yep, that'll do it. GG's. Another victim. It's time to murder our opponents. Ropies. Alright, Ropies. We get to go first. We got a 1, 2, 3. I'm digging it. Takanuma. 3D Freebooter. See what the opponent's playing. They got Gick Sleeves. Plaza of Heroes. Bartolome. Get in there with the freebooter. They are playing Ziraktos. My turn. Play a Plains. Play a Wedding Announcement. I love it when we curve out. No removal from the opponent yet, so that's good. But that could mean that we're about to get Brotherhood's End. Yep. Sometimes it be like that. Put the land to the bottom. Playing a Gonjo. Play Ratadrabik. See if they have another Brotherhood's End. Really hope they don't. We'll probably like Rakdos Control or Rakdos Discover. Virtue of Persistence. Unfortunately, that does kill our Ratadrabik. We've got another one. Let's play LSL Core first. Get in, make a token, pump the team. And this way at least they take a little bit of damage if they wipe the board. Gildred. That's okay. Gildred's a pain, but it's not the end of the world. Lethal Demolition. Interesting. Play Ratadrabik. Attack with our Pilgrim. And so if they block it, their Shielder dies and we just get the Pilgrim back. Jadar, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. What is this? It was looking like a traditional Rakdos mid-range deck for a minute. Now I'm not gonna lie, I am confused. Let's play Shadowy Backstreet, see what's on top. Malicious Eclipse. Huh. You know what? I'll keep that because we may be able to take advantage of that at some point. Let's get in there with the Pilgrim. They do not block. We have a Plaza to protect Ratadrabik if they wipe the board. Rankle and Torban. What is this nonsense? Each player sacrifice the creature. Alright, so he gets the first strike, but it's all... Each player sacrifice the creature. Okay. Sacrifice a token. Hang the opponent. Draw. I would have enough to eclipse after the fortress. But they probably just block that with the Mildred. Let's just get in there with the Pilgrim, I guess. This is such a pain. I have enough to play their Virtue of Persistence now. I get in for 3. Sacrifice another token. They play the Virtue. My turn. We'll draw. Man, we have found all the lands. Well, I tell you what. I'm going to attack like this. See if they want to block. If they do, we will protect. Actually, does it matter? It does not. Because Malicious Eclipse gives minus. Okay, well, I mean, we need to get rid of the Shieldred. We need to get rid of their sacrifice engine. So all their stuff gets exiled. So no getsy backsies. With the Virtue, they get a freebooter back. So unfortunately, they can make a sacrifice, and they get to try. They put it on the bottom. My turn. Play a Lunarch Veteran. They gotta have a handful of removal, I'm assuming. It's the only reason I can think. Well, they should have killed this before we got the trigger. Ratadrabik. They can attack with Rankle and Torbrand, and then I guess they can sacrifice the Rankle and Torbrand to make a sacrifice or veteran. They don't. Another veteran. Gain a life. We might pull this out, maybe. Yeah, if they don't have removal. Which if they did, they would have killed the fortress just now. I can't believe that. Because even if... Do they really not have it? Too late for all that. Yeah, they're dead. We got there. Man, that was a grindy match, but we did it.
Are you the murderer? Just kidding, it's me, I'm the murderer. And if you want to keep yourself from sharing my opponent's fates, you'll take a quick moment and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Thank you.
Welcome. 1192 Kazoo. I like that name, it rhymes. 1192 Kazoo. We get to go first. This is reasonable. Get the surveil, see what's on top. We'll keep the swamp. Meticulous Archive, fantastic. Nothing like a good blue-white control match. We'll play Bartolome. Malicious Eclipse is probably going to sit and rot in our hand. LSO core is good. We have a counter. They might, but they chose not to. They may be choosing to remove something instead. Get in there for 2. Pass the turn. Opponent deduces. What do you deduce? Do you deduce that you are going to die? No lockdown, thankfully. So let's go ahead and place Sanctum. I'm going to get in there. And then we'll plan on flashing an Emperor at the end of their turn. Spirited Companion. Interesting include for control list. Maybe it's not a purely control list. Do you have a counterspell, good sir? It appears they do. Disruption Protocol. Alright. It is countered. You have succeeded. Alright. Well, let's play Lunarch Veteran and Wedding Announcement. Get in there with the Pilgrim. And if they have a board wipe, they have a board wipe. The nice part about this deck is because we're playing Bartolome, Restoration, we are totally fine with that. Bartolome with LSO core at least lets us kind of... This is one of the only decks that at least has a little tiny bit of game against Sunfall. Because we can sacrifice our board, which lowers the value of their token. We'll play another Wedding Announcement. It lowers the value of their token. And also we get to deal some damage along the way, which feels pretty good. We'll just get him with the Pilgrim so we can make the tokens. They're gonna block. So they may have a Sunfall here. It also stops them from exiling everything from our graveyard, which is useful. So we'll gain 4 life, which is nice. And at least if they Sunfall here, we do get to play Kaya. Kaya's pretty cool. We like Kaya. Everybody's always hating on Kaya, but I think the new version of her is pretty cool, and I actually like the old 3-mana version. Yep, Sunfall. All right, so sacrifice, Pina, sacrifice, Pina, sacrifice, Pina, sacrifice, Pina. We don't get a ping from Ellis, but now they only get a little 1/1 token. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sequence of events. Alright, so now we play Kaya. We'll plus and make a spirit token. We get 2 more wedding announcement tokens and one of them flips. And now we can actually use Kaya to turn our tokens into cooler stuff. Another Sunfall. But they get their own restoration with it, so that feels pretty good. Let's get this Phantom played. We will make another 1/1. Pass the turn, get another token. Now both of our announcements are flipped. Temporary lockdown. That hits all their Sunfall tokens too, though, so. And we still get to gain a little bit of life from the Phantom. Another Kaya. Well, we have a Restless Fortress. Let's get in with that. It's a 3/6, so. This feels pretty good.
Nobody's ready to die. That's why somebody's still.
Look at that. 2 Sunfalls and a lockdown. And we still are kicking it. Well, let's see if he has removal. Make another spirit.
I play by my own rules. Keeps things interesting.
Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. He's gonna draw a card.
There is much the past can teach us.
Opponent prevails and leaves it there. Sacrifices the artifact to give it lifelink. We'll let it go.
Usually I'm better at dodging.
Shattered Sanctum. They're just gonna scoop it up because they forget that the Restless Fortress triggers the 2 life, so we still had lethal. We found an opponent. Iron. Love the Borborygmos avatar. We go first. This is very slow. This is technically about the same, but it's a little better because we at least have removal on 2. And put back a Kaya. Shadowy Backstreet at least lets us look at the top so we can see what, try to set up our draws a little better. This is okay. We'll put back a Kaya. We'll make it work. We got this. Backstreet, Surveil, Teysa. I think I like Teysa better than Kaya on 3, so we'll keep Teysa. Kaya I like playing after we play Emperor, where we can double up on some Samurai tokens maybe. Battlefield Forge. Alright, so is it control or is it tokens? I hate that Boros control has been picking up popularity because now I can never tell which one it is until it's too late. Pia Nalar. Neither. Well, we're definitely going to go for the Third that. Don't need that getting out of hand. So let's play Caves and Teysa. Would really like to draw another land. Can we do it? Mountain for the opponent. A Neem Pakal. We do draw the land, thankfully. So I think the correct play here they can't profitably attack with a Neem Pakal. Let's do we want to get in to get the clue? Yeah, let's get in and get the clue. Make them think the shields are down. We've got an Emperor. And then later on we can start getting some tokens. War Leader's Call. We're fine with that. Exile the Neem Pakal. They're still gonna get a no, they don't get a gnome. Nice. Beautiful. Alright, so let's play Ratadrabik. Put a counter on Teysa. Get in there. Alright, so this is like a weird version of the Boros tokens list, which I'm all for. I have a weird version of the Boros tokens list that I love, playing Jetmir. Oh, and they're playing like Geological Appraiser? Okay. I can get behind this. They get another Neem Pakal. Pinging this for a whole bunch. We get another land finally. So let's play Alice. Let's draw. Greedy Freebooter. Let's plus. Get in. If they want to block Teysa, we just get her back. And then we still get the clue trigger. They take a ping from LSO Core. Nice. What you got, opponent? I ain't scared of no Neem Pakal anymore. Reckless Impulse. They find another War Leader's Call. Is that what they're going to cast? Nope, Tali's Favor. Fine with that too. They get a Lunarch Veteran. Well, it gains them a little bit of life, but still nothing too exciting because we can just block with LSO Core and then we get it back. Alright, so we'll block the token with Ratadrabik. Block a Neem Pakal with LSO Core. Wandering Emperor goes down to 1. We get an LSO Core token. Shattered Sanctum, Freebooter, Kaya, -2, draw, get 2 tokens, gain 2 life, put a counter on Teysa, get in. Feels good. Oh, I love this deck. It's so much fun. Get another token. Face is awesome. If she sticks around, she just starts causing all kinds of problems. Starts letting us draw cards. We make spirit tokens. They play another War Leader's Call. We don't care. Geological Appraiser. We don't care. Gosh, doesn't it feel nice to just not care what they're doing? They get another War Leader's Call. Guess what? We don't care. There's a Kaya Spirit's Justice. Yeah, alright. GG. Ready up. Natan. Mr. Oko. Oko's coming back next set. Who's excited about that? Cowboy Oko. This is a great hand. Wish the opponent wasn't going first, but still great. But yeah, man, who's excited about Cowboy Oko? I don't know. Outlaw, like, I'm not gonna lie. Mono red, or no, Boros. I can look at lands. I know colors. Either way, Lunarch Veteran and LSL Core will be fantastic, assuming they don't remove them. Anyway, I really thought when it was last year when they announced these sets. They play Picnic Ruiner. That's going to be a problem. So when they announced these sets last year, and I heard about Murders of Karlov Manor and Outlaws at Thunder Junction, I remember thinking, wow, those are some really outlandish set ideas compared to what they normally do. And I remember just thinking to myself, sorry. Excuse me. I remember thinking to myself that those were very outlandish sets, and I was curious how they were going to make that work, you know, because it's just so different than what they normally do. You know, a murder mystery set and a cowboy set, like what? But I was actually pleasantly surprised with how this set turned out, and I really liked it. I'm definitely going to block this. And the artwork and everything for Outlaws looks amazing. Like, I really thought the whole cowboy aesthetic was going to be super boring, and I was just like, how are they going to make good art for that? Like, how, like, MTG art is so amazing. How are they going to make that work? And I am just blown away by the artwork I've seen so far, and the cards that they've shown so far have been pretty neat. I'm actually pretty excited. We're gonna eclipse all this away. Get a token. Pardon my allergies, they're acting up quite a bit today. They go ahead and power up a Mishra's Foundry. We're fine with that. No block. Let's play Plaza. Play Teysa, Bartolome, and get in there with our token. Get a clue, flip the announcement, get another creature. These two are a good combo because we can just sacrifice the clues to pump up Bartolome, and then we still get the spirit trigger from Teysa. This is looking like a pretty well cleaned up Boros match, so whatever they're trying to do, we pretty solidly got rid of it. I'm surprised they just attacked with that Picnic Ruiner with when we had the Ellis to block with. I would really think they would have just held it back until they could attack with it. Ping us for one. My turn. Downey's pretty sweet. Play Gritty Freebooter. Alright, so they can't block our little tokens. Get in like this, and then if they want to block Bartolome, we'll just sacrifice the clue and the freebooter, and Delny will give us double freebooter triggers, and we'll get a spirit, and it'll be great. They block Teysa, so I'm going to sacrifice this clue. They could have heal. No, they don't have. They only got one colored mana, so they can't have Helix. I was gonna say maybe they were waiting for me to do that, but Go to damage. Do they have like a burn spell or something to kill Teysa? As long as Picnic Ruiner dies, I don't care. So as long as they can't give the Ruiner first strike, I'm happy. You could have Witchstalker's Frenzy. That's not unheard of. Usually these Boros decks don't run it though. Stolen Vitality. If it's your turn, it gets Trample. Otherwise, it gains first strike. All right, so we'll sacrifice Teysa then. We're not just gonna let it die for free, and we get a little extra damage out of it, so we'll pass. We're at 13. I'm not feeling bad. Like, they'd have to have 2 really good pump spells to kill us here. I mean, Stolen Vitality is pretty good, so if they got 2 of those, we're in a little bit of trouble, but... Nope, they just passed. Virtue is fantastic. That'll do it. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. GG's in the tan. Witchstalker Frenzy. I'd rather give up 2 damage than... We're not even giving up 2 damage because we get a counter out of it, so... And actually we get 2 treasures, so I'm... We'll just make it worse. Since they want to be all rude and try to kill our stuff. They have 2 Witchstalkers. So I was right. They did have Witchstalkers Frenzy. They have 2? Okay, well now we're just going to... No! Best feeling. Just completely just no. You can't have it. You can't have anything you want. Our Bartolome is getting through. GG. GG. I feel like such an ass. All right, and we're back for the post-game wrap-up. So this deck is doing pretty well. We are at 57% win rate over a little over 40 matches. It's been a ton of fun. Definitely, I built the deck more to defeat, board wipe strategies and mono red and Boros, which you can see we did relatively well against mono red and Boros. And a lot of these Orzhov decks that we played against were devious cover-up decks, which don't do so well against us, especially if we have a Ratadrabik on the battlefield. And then we had, only 2 blue-white control matchups, but as you could see in the video, we can definitely take the steam out of a Sunfall. So just to kind of go over the deck in a little more detail, as I promised in the beginning of the video, we've got 3 Lunarch Veterans and 3 Freebooters as our early 1-drops that are also nice sacrifice fodder for like Bartolome and other things. A couple of Go for the Throats and a couple of Virtue of Persistence as 2 mana removal. It's possible that we could just swap out the Malicious Eclipse for 2 more Go for the Throats, or a split of Virtue and Go for the Throat, or some other removal even. I've considered putting in some of the Proliferate removal, since we are playing a lot of ways to put counters on things and Planeswalkers, stuff like that. But I still think Malicious Eclipse is a good include in this deck, so I'll leave that up to your discretion. I found that being able to wipe my opponent's board away, while even if it wipes our stuff, we still get all of our death triggers. So all of our LSL core triggers still happen. If there's Delnies and Ratadrabiks on the battlefield, we still get triggers from those. So those are pretty nice. I was actually pleasantly surprised with Teysa Opulent Oligarch. I didn't know if I was going to love this card in the deck, but every time I played her, she kind of took over the game. Just being able to get in there with a 1/1 from like Kaya or a Tomik or just some other like little 1/1 or card they don't want to block, like LSL Core, because it has Death Touch, they don't really want to block it. and being able to get clues every turn, and then we can either sacrifice the clues to Bartolome for free to trigger her spirit token creating, or we can just draw cards. And then you get things like Mondrak and Kaya Geist Hunter on the battlefield. You start doubling up on those tokens. And also Delny doubles her triggers as well. So, I mean, the deck is just a lot of fun. There's just a lot of doubling triggers, a lot of doubling tokens, a lot of just fun, crazy stuff going on. And the deck feels a little bit different every time I play it. And that's what I like. I like playing stuff where I don't feel like I'm just playing the same stuff all the time. I like having interesting lines of play to win, and I like having the ability to adjust my gameplay and game plan on a per deck basis. And this deck is definitely very flexible. There's a lot of different avenues we can take. It's good against just about everything. Mono black, though, it's too much removal. It's hard to get anything going when they just have removal for every single thing you play. And obviously Shieldred's really, really good. So we definitely struggled against mono black, but we did pretty good against everything else. So I am definitely thinking that the deck is worth taking a look at. And I'm having fun with it and doing well with it. And hopefully you'll give it a try and you'll have some fun with it too. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one.